Hi, my name is Robert Mance. I'm the president of the Santa Clarita Valley Photographers Association. Today we have a workshop on panorama photography. What is panorama photography? You take multiple images and stitch it into one.
So what we've done here is we've taken multiple images from here to here to here to here. When we get home, we're going to take all those images and stitch them together in Photoshop, which is going to make one large, very large and narrow image.
There you go. That should be better.
This is Robert Mance. I don't know what's more exciting, being out in the field shooting this panorama or back here in the office putting it all together. What we're going to do today is we're going to take those images that we shot. In this particular case, we shot 6 vertical images. We're here at the office. We're going to stitch those images into one single big panoramic, which is going to become an awesome image. What I want to show you is I'm in Lightroom right now. What I did at the field, as you remember, we shot one image that was our exposure test. As you're looking at the scene from left to right, you're going to have different exposures, but you want to kind of pick a medium ground in there and get the correct exposure for that. This is my test image. The exposure's good. Remember, we're shooting raw, so it doesn't look like a great image, but the exposure is correct. So we're going to go back. When we first shot our panorama, we started on the left side. We wanted to know where our starting position was. So we put our hand in front of the lens and we shot it, just so we have a starting point. From there, we shot our first image, and then we rotated right until we have 6 images from left to right, and then we shot another hand in front of the lens, just so we know where our stopping point is. From here, we want to take our 6 images, select them all in Lightroom. If you right-click, you'll see Edit In, and way down at the bottom here is Merge to Panorama in Photoshop. It's real simple. Click on that. It'll take a couple of seconds. It'll bring up a dialog box in Photoshop. Depending on your computer, this could take a little while. It's going to select all the images that you told it to and bring up this dialog box. You want to make sure that Auto is selected, Blend Images Together is selected. You're going to hit OK. It's going to select each image and open it up in Photoshop one at a time. This takes quite a while depending on the power of your computer. So we're going to let this do its thing, and we'll come back and show you how it's done. Okay, here we are with the stitched image. This is fantastic. It looks gorgeous from up here. What I wanted to point out is how the Photoshop stitches this image together. A person would think that the line is going to be straight up and down and it's going to stitch that image, but it's really cool to see how it selects and deselects stuff in the images. It's almost like a jigsaw puzzle. It's very cool to see. With this whole image, what we're going to do now is we're going to flatten it. So you go up here to Layer and Flatten Image. That's going to take a couple of seconds. But what I want to point out is this is why we shoot in a vertical format. You have a lot of real estate up here, and at the bottom gives us lots of crop room. And also, I wanted to point out, we mentioned in the workshop that you want to level your camera. This is critical because if you look at this line here, there are no flaws in this line whatsoever. That's because you leveled your camera. If you did not level your camera, you're going to have some problems, especially in the foreground. This turned out perfectly. What it's going to do now is flatten the image. We're going to go back into Lightroom. We're going to crop it, and we're going to do a little bit of extra stuff to it. Okay, our image is flattened now. It looks great. What we're going to do is we're going to save it now, which is going to bring it back into Lightroom. I already have it there, so I'm just going to say replace it. Saving. Now we're going to go back into Lightroom, and here's our image. What we're going to do from here, we're going to go into the Develop module. There's a couple of things we need to do to this image. What I'm looking at right now is I don't like the position of the horizon. I want to straighten that out a little bit. Lightroom has a great little tool here in the crop tool. If you hold down the control key and click on the left side of the screen, you can see this bubble. It's a bubble level. Just drag it over to the right side of the screen. Pick your horizon. And then let go. And that'll straighten out your horizon. Pull this down a little bit. Get rid of that stuff on the top. You can see some stuff down here. You want to bring it up a little bit. Press done. There's your cropped image. From here, it's your personal taste, if what you want to do with it. I usually do some stuff like this, is bring down the highlights a little bit, bring up the shadows, bring up the whites a little bit, and bring the blacks down. And bring up the clarity just a tad. And there you go. That's your finished image. From here, you can do whatever you want. You can, if it was me, I would get rid of this element here, which is really easy to do. This is from our workshop the other day. It was a great location, great vistas. We do trips in the club. Just wanted to show you a couple of other images from previous trips that we took. This is the poppy fields out near Lancaster, California. This is a morning image that we shot just as the sun was coming up. Beautiful location. The poppies were blooming fantastic. Another location we shot was Mono Lake. These are kinds of images that you just can't take with a single image out there in the field. You have to use this panorama photography technique, and it's another tool in your camera bag to make you a better photographer. The club goes on a lot of trips. We really enjoy getting out and having fun together. I want to thank you very much for joining me on this photography workshop. We had a great time today. I hope you learned a lot. It's so much fun to get out there in the field and use this technique to shoot great panoramas. It's even more fun to come in here in the computer and see what you come up with. We take a lot of great trips in the group. We go a lot of great places, beautiful places. We learn from each other. We have a lot of fun. I encourage you to check out the information on the club. I want to thank you, and we'll see you next time.